Grandad, what age did you start school in?
I started school when I was 7 years of age in 1952.
Nanny, what age did you start school in?
I started school when I was 5 years of age.
Nanny, what did you write with in school?
We had pencils, Pion Louis they were called, and then when we had to use the ink is in a little well that was set down into our seats, and we had
Very nice.
the pens had little nibs, and you had to dip the nib into the ink and move it off coming up when you're lifting it up, and then you'd have to write most beautifully or you would be in trouble if you didn't write properly. That's what we wrote.
Yes, it was much the same for me. We had the inkwells in the desks that we used as similar type pens with those nibs, and it was a bit messy, but we were given blotting paper to dry it up, and the teacher would write on the board the type of writing we were to do, and we had to try and copy that.
It was 2 miles for us to walk to school.
What was your favourite game in school?
Tig. We played tig. No, we had no footballs. We weren't allowed to play footballs in our section or hurls because the field was divided imaginary in two. So the boys were down at the far end of the field and they had hurls and footballs, and the poor old girls were up at the upper side. And the cows used to be in the field as well. And I remember one of the girls flopped right down into the cow dung one day, and the poor girl was in an awful state. Oh my God.
Well, my favourite game in school was football, but we also had handball because there was a handball alley attached to the end of the school.
Dad, what is your favourite subject?
My favourite subject always was maths.
Friends.
Nanny, what was your favourite subject?
I liked maths too, but I loved Irish. I loved Irish and I loved maths.
They're the two ones I hate.
And we had Irish, all our history and geography was Irish, through Irish. And maths, Dófá Hain Chilado, Dófá Dóshinagar, and go on, but I don't remember going too far other than that.
How was your school heated?
The school is heated because we had fireplaces and we burned sticks in the fire. We would have to pick the sticks a lot of times. We go down to the forest, down the road, and once or twice we didn't come back. So at least we should. But generally speaking, we just go and pick up the sticks, especially in the winter time, and save them all. And we made the kettle was boiled, and we had this big long jug, and the cocoa was put into that, and the boiled water, and everybody had a cup of. They had their own cups, and everybody had a cup of cocoa to keep us warm. And the fire then would be lovely glow off the fire all day long.
Grandad, how did you heat yours?
In my case, our school was heated by means of an open fireplace which was fueled by turf. This turf was brought to the school by the parents of the school children. That's what happened there. But the school, of course, was up in the Midlands where there was plenty of turf, but the parents had to supply the turf for the fires.
Well, actually, we had coal. I forgot that.
Nanny, what was your uniform like?
And every day we just an ordinary uniform. But as we got older, and when we were in playing chant, which was a lovely way of singing, we'd have our uniforms on, which was a gym slip and a white shirt. And usually black shoes and stockings. And we also were taught how to play the tin whistle at school, and I loved it. I loved the tin whistle, and at one stage we were invited to play the tin whistle Radio Éireann. So we had to go into Wexford town, and we played our little music for the band, and it came out over the airways from Glynn School, and we were very proud that day. But you know what happened to me before we left? I get so excited, I fainted. Down in a heap on the floor. And anyway, they picked me up and sorted me out, and they weren't going to bring me because I was sick. They were going to leave me off back home to my mammy.
Nanny.
And but one of the teachers said, she'll be all right, we'll bring her. And I was, and I played with him in Boo, O'Donnell Aboo.
Nanny. Nanny.
Yeah?
You were only supposed to say what your uniform was like.
I'm full of history. I have to experiment it somewhere.
Granddad, what was your uniform like?
Well, in our days and our time at school, we had no such thing as uniform. Each child wore whatever clothes their parents put on them. And that
Granddad, what was your most memorable time in school?
my most memorable time was dreading having to go out when I was in third class, go out for a half an hour of religion teaching to the principal, who was very stern, and that was the most dreaded part of the school. But the best part of it was listening to the teacher explaining about the different subjects at the time, particularly the maths, because that was what I was very interested in and good at.
Nanny,
Very good. Yeah.
what was your most memorable time in school?
A good memory or a poor memory?
Both. Not too long now.
Oh, we take the good memories. Yeah. Oh, we always had great fun running around playing tag and
Learning, what
that's
was
when
learning?
somebody special would come to the school. It was always a great day when somebody come in. My uncle used to drive the library van, and he would come to bring the books to school. And it was a special day because we were let out to be with him at the van while he was bringing the books into the classroom, and we
But
were
was
so
everybody else doing maths and
They were all
Irish and
slogging away hard inside doing their maths and their sums, and we were outside with our uncle or the
lucky?
And he was a power, and my mother was a power.
I was very disappointed one day in school. Teacher was picking up girls to go into this concert, and she picked 3 of us out, and we were standing there nicely, and she just looked, and then she asked me to sit down, and I never forgot.
It's like you don't have the
It's
right
like-
standing
like you would
power.
say,
You
My
can't do
feelings
this.
were hurt. Went to school in Barntown, and you're the only generation since then to go to Barntown school. And they were very short of teachers in those days, and quite a lot of children. And my aunt used to tell me that she often got the role of keeping control of a class when another teacher would be someplace else.
You walked past when you went to school.
Well, yes, we walked to school, but before we got to the road, we had to cross the Grand Canal by means of a small little boat or flat cot, as we used to call it, and go through fields and then go onto the road and walk still the 3 miles, of course.
Did you ever fall in?
No.
What
Never
was
fell.
your saddest day at school?
My saddest day at school was the day my parents told me I would have to leave the school. It was an all-boys school, and there were 84 students being taught by one lady teacher who really couldn't have much control over us, and our parents decided, yes, you will have to leave school. So I had to leave that school, leave all my friends, and go to another school. I have to say that at this stage my parents provided me with a bicycle to go to this other school.